Alright, I think we should just get going, because why not? Let me copy my thing. Hopefully I didn't forget to do anything. I'm pretty sure I have the thumbnail, I have everything else. We should just be able to roll right on into it. So I'm going to paste that, and it's going to say Admiral Ellis, Admiral Ellis. I don't know. I don't know why it doesn't grab the video anymore. If I wait until it starts, I don't know. I don't know why. It doesn't work properly anymore. Well, actually, stream URL, or is that for? Is this like data is not encrypted? Data is not encrypted. Stream URL. No, that doesn't do it. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know what the deal is. Anyway, we've got a new startup game, and this is like the pre-show to the pre-show. Hold on. Building stream live now. Yeah, we get the pre-show to the pre-show. We got Mini Metro. I actually did not organize my screen at all. I just said, oh, why not? Let's start. I didn't even separate my tabs out. I have a whole block of tabs that I use for Tolbrynd specifically, and I usually pull them into their own window before we get started. And I just went, you know, it's 7 o'clock. I've been waffling enough. I mean, it's like 7:05. On my end, it's not. On my end, it's perfectly accurate. But we're gonna do the daily challenge. Let me actually move this window over here. We're gonna do the daily challenge, and this is gonna be different because I'm not gonna need like both of my hands or anything like that. Let's see how it goes. We're in Seoul. Yeah, it's pre-shows all the way down. All right, let's just do that to start. Why not? And we want to make this quick, so as soon as the thing pops up, we'll go at double speed unless something catastrophic happens. Oh right, and I can't move the camera around. I'm sending in more trains. Okay, I'm gonna need one of those trains back. Oh, well. This wasn't totally thought through. Put that over there. Oh, and we're gonna need the third train. At least we have 3... Give me that. Nope. Come here. Nope. Get over here. There you go. Yarnish 2, do I remember? I would hope I remember. Oh shoot, that's not the one I wanted to disconnect. I want to move this one. I would really hope I remember. I will have to look into the whole Yarnish or Yarnish 2 thing. This is also not great because this is hitting, so let's do... Oh, I'm short of tunnels. We're gonna have to fix that. And I really don't want to put 2 circles in a row. So, lion or carriage. Let's just do this. That's not a great idea, but whatever. This is already totally coming unwound. I would love it if it went one and then the other. There's 3 triangles on this side of the river. Oh, we've got a special station over there. Great. Okay, cool. What if we do a loop on this side of the river, and then we just run this one to here? Purple doesn't need to exist. Yes, it does. The square's on this side. There's no square over here. Also, that's discriminatory against purple people eaters. Oh shoot, I can't do that. This is not good. This is a really terrible start. Of course, they had to put the square on the island. Oh man, alright. Playing it at double speed is going to make these very short. Ooh, we got tunnels. Alright, hold on. I'm going to pause it. I know I said I was going to keep it on double speed, but I have to pause it. We have to think for like 2 seconds about what the heck it is that we're doing here. Let's connect that to there, and then connect this to here, so that we got that second tunnel going on. And then maybe just connect that to there. That works. Okay. Maybe I should do my best to keep this on 2 speed. right? I should do my best to keep it on 2 speed so that we get to the end of the game faster. So that I lose my cool very quickly and get all confused and flustered and you guys get entertaining video. I'm just gonna connect that to there. Oh, what the heck. Sure, do that. And you do that. That's not good. Sure, go over there. Oh wait, I should attach this to that. How about that? Also, what if I extend this to here? Yeah, okay, now we're cooking a little bit. Picked up all the triangles, grabbed the squares. We pretty much always need lines, but I don't have a plan for this line yet. We need to think about... we need to think about... Okay, well now I'm gonna need this line, I think. Let's just connect that to there. And then... This is really not what I wanted to be doing. Sure, why not? This one doesn't have a triangle in it, which is less than ideal. Oh, boy. What if instead of doing this, you do this? Oh, then there's 3 triangles in a row. That's not great. Disconnect that, run it through the triangle. You can go to there, and then I'll terminate you there. I really could use... Hold on. What about that? We'll get both of the squares in the same line. Okay. I really could use more tunnels. As before. What if I cut this off here? What's clicking? Oh, shoot. Sending in more trains. Oh, that's not good. 3 in a row? No, 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 not what I wanted. Let's do that. Okay. Well, this is acting as a transfer point, but that's not really ideal. I hate how wobbly lines start to get towards the end of the game. And I really do feel like this is going to be the end of the game pretty soon. Uh-oh, something's mad. Oh, it's up there. Can I do that? Is that a good idea? Probably not. Oh, we don't... We're host, aren't we? We've got multiple lines going to there, but nothing's coming in that direction. We don't have any other trains. We're gonna get 650. What did I get? 645. Okay. Well, let's see how we did. That's not what I wanted. I wanted to menu. Can I see the... Okay, bottom 20%. Ouch. What happened in Not Tetris? We did something a little different today, and I did poorly. But that's okay. They're not all going to be winners. We can definitely do that again. Especially if we're running at 2x speed. It's really got a cap on the end of it, that's for sure. Okay, let me post my route building stream live now thing. And let's get started with the actual route building, huh? That wasn't long enough. That wasn't long enough. We didn't have enough time in the intro there. I mean, we do have, you know, we've got 4 people according to what I can see over here, which is, you know, not terrible to start with. Oh, did I even ping everyone? Did I even say we're starting? Can't remember. No. I forgot to. I forgot to get everyone in here for the pre-show. Damn it. I'm so sorry. That's okay. We'll get started now. All right. Hello from the land of annoyed. Azure Lane event, I can't spend money on and people suck. I I've been I've always tried to avoid those. I used to do the events in War Thunder to get free stuff. Yes, they are grain silos, that is correct. Um but I sort of ran out of time, like free time to do that sort of thing. Okay. Where are our important triangles? Once again, we've got the burbs over here. Say hello enough for you. He's not in the room. Um, he was in here. We've got the burbs over there. What is the main industry of Bellington? Bellington itself, the main industry is well, how do you call it? There's grain elevators. There's a lot of milling here. There's a lot of stuff that's river powered. I wanted to make this sort of like a breadbasket kind of place. But our industries that we have set up so far are not really set up for food production, which is a miss on my part. I should be doing more in the way of food production. But that is what this town does, and then South Bellington here is more of general milling, although we've flipped the script a little bit. This is a cannery, there's a meat packing plant, but we've also got a cement plant. We've got just general, whatever this place is, makes general good, or no, makes general goods. Takes in pallets, right? That's what I set this thing up to do. Oh no, produces palletized goods. Um, and then uh, we have our meat packing plant here, which that's pretty substantial. Power plant, your other silo. If I remember right, I labeled all of these. Um, yeah, this one is wheat. Did I label these three? I thought I meant to. Yeah, okay. Well, this is grain, corn, and oats of stockyards. In a manner, well, I will. Well, technically, I do have one already. But you know, here is a stockyard. I don't know what happened to the stock. I guess because I shut off the production at the actual industry, so the stock is gone. Yeah. Um, the process is disabled. I should just put cows in here, just myself. Um, let's see. What was the other thing that I was just about to look at over here? This guy, I labeled it wheat, but should it be wheat or well, let's see. Watch, I'm not gonna be able to click on this because it's no. Oh, I got it. Wheat. Okay, it consumes wheat. Okay. So yeah, we've got wheat, we've got grain, we've got corn, and we've got oats over here. So those are our major commodities. They're going to be coming in and then getting uh, disseminated probably by truck or what have you to various places. But this is the terminating point for a lot of trains that are going to be coming off the branch up there. Um, Although it's not really our priority to move in that direction, I think it's going to be easier to move towards that end of town. I mean, okay, let me get rid of the terrain track because I don't need that anymore. Yeah. And then what is that underground? No, really, what is... Oh, it's this. Oh, it's this road. Oh, I buried the road. Okay. I just don't feel like building town, but I don't want to do that. I want to remove the gradient. There we go. Now, this track needs help. I said that I was going to leave it, you know, at whatever the whatever slope it wanted to be at, but that means we just need to come through here and do this. We need to get this here, and that's going to sink that into the ground. We actually need it to be higher up because we need it to be at the level of this roadway for the railroad crossing, like so. Also, I need to straighten this thing out. It'd be nice to get back to the mountains eventually, I agree. We will. In fact, we will more than likely be going there next. Once we finish up in here, which... down the way, we're going to be going up this way towards the town that is tentatively named Appleton. I know it was named that because I was actually going to steal a module from TJ. Bye. But I probably am not going to do that anymore just because of the sort of effort that it would take. Let's see with this. You know, I think it might be more trouble than it's worth. We will find out. Okay, I also need... yeah, this is gonna be tricky, I think. With the way that this track is, with the way that the landscape is, it doesn't... I probably want to keep it more or less flat. Do you mean the greater Bellington area or just Bellington itself? I mean Bellington and South Bellington. Basically, I mean pretty much this area in here. Yes. This area that is blocked out with tiles high. Although not totally all of it. I mean, we're not going to come all the way out to here. In fact, we'll probably cut off one tile before the edge or so. We're not going to come all the way out to the edge here. Same thing. And there might be a tile or two that we can actually get rid of. This one has to stay. This one can go. We shall see. But we are done with the downtown. Pretty much. We have to fill in this area here, which I'm not sure how to. And then we're going to be out in suburbs, which we're going to have to develop techniques for that. We are going to have to spend time figuring out how best to put together blocks that we can sort of copy-paste to save us time on the way down. What's up, baby? You can start making dinner whenever you feel like. I'm not in a rush. I started on time, more or less. And, you know, I'm okay with... I'm not starving. So, if you're hungry, you can start working on it. But I wouldn't rush. Is Issa coming back? Okay. Well, maybe touch base with her. Because that, you know, if she's coming back so she can eat your stew, that might factor into the calculus a little bit. I just noticed you have long hair. I do because I got lazy. I was supposed to get my hair cut literally a month and a half ago. I usually get my hair cut in mid-March. But I think I'm going to start doing it after the work weekend, and I've just been too busy to actually book an appointment. I might see if I can do a walk-in tomorrow. So I'm thinking of taking tomorrow off. Probably going to take tomorrow off. I have to go and check out my car. Trainman05 asked, how is Nelly? I don't know. I haven't seen any pictures, haven't been up there. My car got hit by a truck and trailer while it was sitting in the parking lot of my mechanic. The work weekend was last week, and I had an absolute blast. I don't know about you. In fact, we both had a blast. Matt, I'm going to be honest, you might be more worried about this car than I am. I've always sort of made peace with the idea that if I had to get rid of a car, it would probably be that one. Despite the fact that it is so meaningful to me in a historical sense. Nelly is my Volvo 1994 940 that I practically grew up riding in because my mother had it since I was 2 years old, and you know, it's in ancient photos of me. What would be funny? Terrace splines? Oh, like terrace splines. I'm not sure I know what you mean by that. I'm assuming sort of like row houses, right? Terrace strikes me as like the British version of row house. Oh, so this says Yarnish and not Yarnish 2. How do I know if something's Yarnish 2? Uh, the 940 is comfy and fun to drive, I agree. But I've, sort of, despite the fact that that car has been around in my life for longer than I have had memories, uh, if I have to choose between the two of them, I'm going to keep my wagon. Because it's like the company car. I know, Dragon, you are probably too British for this. That doesn't mean I don't want the input. I am just, I'm going to shy away from anything that is, that doesn't match the vibe that I'm aiming for. It'd be kind of interesting to do a Little Britain. An area where I lean really into the British styling. That could be kind of fun. I've never done anything like that. Okay, let's do single family houses smashed together. What's up, baby? Oh, thank you. I don't know what the NA133 is. See, it's a designation for something. Okay, we're going to grab single family homes, and we are going to... What if I called it New England? That'd be pretty novel, right? We're going to put these too close together, is what we're going to do. We're going to play this very Rhode Islandese. Oh shoot, you're moving apartments? Are you moving into an apartment, Spud? Congratulations. As Miles in Transit put it, single family houses too close together. This is literally my neighborhood. Is this the front of the house? Yes, it is, because it has a garage door. Nobody would ever call anything New England. You're right. You're so right. What a dumb name. This house is kind of British. It's British adjacent. Okay. Let's go get more houses. Maybe I should fill those in with, should I fill that area in with houses that I actually grab off the list instead of going to find one? We're getting to the point where, like, cribbing from my previous work is less effort than finding new stuff. P-51 Mustang, carrier-based version, neat. Is it in War Thunder? Did they actually get used, the NA-133? One bed, one bath, $940 a month, not bad. Pretty good, actually. Only utility is electricity. Wow, that's very good. I mean, water, sewer, and trash are covered. Is it electric, heat, and hot water? Because if so, that changes that. I mean, it's still a good deal, but that does change my calculus. Although, if you could find anything at all here for $940 a month that isn't like, a cardboard box under the overpass, it would be wonderful. Okay. Okay. I see. I see where the calculus is there. Electric heat and hot water, that will impact your electric bill pretty substantially, but still, you can take it easy. And also we're going into the summer here, which, although, flip that script, the summertime is usually more demanding when it comes to utility bills, but you're up in Idaho, so I don't know how hot it gets up there. So, I'm speaking from my Rhode Island perspective. This is what it's like over here. Of course, I do not have, it's on a 6th floor. Wow. I have never lived in anything that tall. That must be the tall. You're from Idaho, right? I mean, I keep remembering from Spud Conductor, right? I assume that is why you are Spud. You didn't balk when I said Idaho the first time, so I'm just going to assume that I was right, that I remembered correctly. I know these relationships are largely parasocial, but also my memory is absolutely appalling. Uh, but I really do try. There aren't enough of you that I can get away with not remembering who you are. You are Idaho. Okay. Um, that must be the tallest building in Idaho. Sorry. Sorry. I confirmed that pretty much only so I could make that joke. Um, Shame on me. Okay. Let's see. This road is probably gonna have to come out a little bit. Um, or maybe the buildings need to get a little bit closer to the thing. Let's go back to Surveyor 2. We're just gonna fill this with regular old houses, I guess. I mean, why not? What do we got to lose? It doesn't seem like it would be the wrong place for this. And this is not atypical either. I mean, you've got a situation where housing is just going to start filling in every nook and cranny. To be honest, maybe single-family housing isn't it. Um, Hello, Comrade Pat. Also, I didn't say anything about it earlier, but Mopac said he got freed from his wherever he was. I thought it was a coffin. I thought it was a coffin when I first saw it. I was like, I couldn't even tell who it was. I didn't read the username. My first thought was, why is Matt in a coffin? Now, I don't know if I'm alone in thinking that Matt and Mopac look a little similar. It's not exactly Dead Ringer territory, but I do feel like it's not unfair. I shouldn't be made fun of for wondering if it was Matt. Sometimes whenever it's like 2 to 3 p.m. my time and someone talks on the server, which would be very late for Americans, and I'm like, huh. No, that's fair. That's true. I'll let you see. Well, you're like, how many hours different from me? You're 6 hours different from U.S. Eastern Time. That's my guess, is that you're 6 hours different. All right. Should I just? I'll just do this side by hand. And also, I should scoot this over. CET, so maybe around 5 hours. Okay. So like, you're 8 hours different from West Coast, which is kind of fun. I would have gotten them confused. You've been at work since 7 a.m. Ouch. 1:30 a.m. for you. Yikes. Okay, yeah, it's 7:30 in the afternoon for me, or in the evening, I guess. All right, let's go back to Surveyor 2 or Surveyor Classic and start putting some houses down. I mean, I don't know why I felt like I needed to say that out loud. I started 7, which makes me feel bad when I have to start late because I know that you're gonna be hopefully asleep, right? If it's 2 or 3 in the morning. I'm just going to use one of these on this street. Just right on the end. Oh, we probably should flatten this out a little bit. We need to fix this. Yeah, there we go. And then this, and then this. The only reason I'm not asleep is because tomorrow I don't got to do stuff so I can stay up late. Yeah, well, tomorrow's Friday. I wish I had the mental fortitude to work 4 10s. I feel like I would. Oh, that's too much house. I feel like I would get even less done than I already do. I need to be like that. Those last 2 hours a day would be absolutely useless time for me. So I can't do it. But I would love to do it. Would have done 4 10s if I didn't have my vertigo happen. I hope that you're getting better. I hope that you're feeling a little bit better. I don't know I don't know what's going on with you. I mean, you checked your detectors and everything. But I don't know. I'm concerned about your vertigo, about your situation. Um, Anywho, I didn't actually see if is Mopac still here? I didn't actually see if Work or Foam won the Mopac Work or Foam poll. I saw that Work was winning, and that made me want to see. That made me want to say, hey, are you near the big boy route? Save your foam day for that. Um, I have a chance, but you're not going. uh, I understand where you're at, Battleship Orion. I also have I have a standing offer for a pair of tickets, and I just don't want to do it. It's too much. I already did that once. It was crazy. Uh I don't think I'm up for doing it again. I saw the big boy. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was very cool to see. It was worth seeing. I definitely do not regret my 2019 trip to Promontory to see the big boy there. Um, but like to be honest, the Reading and Northern was chaotic enough without the big boy there. Uh, it was a lot, and I'm glad I did that too. I mean, seeing 2102 mark, putting that on my FOMA resume was something that I had to do. And it was also totally worth it. But I marked that one's off my that scratch that one off the list, right? I don't need to do that again, or at least not immediately, and definitely not while every foamer in the hemisphere has is concentrated on Jim Thorpe. Would don't want to. No, I don't. I don't. That's my exactly. I am escaping Fomageddon. I'm gonna stay over here where it's safe, and I'm gonna watch everything go down. And it's maybe it'll be a little bit like Squidward looking out the window, but really it'll just be like looking out the window of a bunker at the the bombs falling outside. Out of the original 25, 13, 14, we have quite a few. We do have quite a few. I have a list somewhere that has that shows all of them that are still around. I wonder if I could pull that up. I wonder what even happened to it. It's many, many moons out of date. But let's see. Surviving steam locomotive standard gauge. Let me pull it up. Because well, this is a list that I pulled loosely from steamlocomotive.com back way before we were collaborators with them. But back when I was doing Zombie Train shenanigans, this is something that I referenced a lot when doing Zombie Train stuff. Which I don't know about you all with the Zombie Train, but currently, last I checked, watching my old videos is winning the community playdate poll, which oh man, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to show up for that. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to watch without dying on the inside. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, what do you pick? Episode number 375 of Random Let's Play series, or what? Um, it is. There's too much to choose from, so I definitely shouldn't do it. No, but I don't know. I'll have to. Do I have to guide people to videos that are actually that I think are still entertaining in 2026? Okay, I might actually be able to scooch this in closer. Or maybe I'll be able to move these houses in. I mean, I feel like because the middle line is here and that's not in the middle at all. Um, I might have to join. Oh no. Um, I was not hoping to encourage this, alright? I'm Streisanding myself, aren't I? Um, I, I was not hoping to encourage this. Although I have to think, like, I, the problem is, I am also doing it to myself. I'm sitting here thinking, like, okay, what would be the thing that I want to see the least? The thing that, like, I'll be able to look at for 5 seconds and then I'll be dying on the inside and I'll just have to go and do something else. Um, uh, the episode where I realized Tamara's yarn was too tight. Good luck finding it. Okay, that's the other thing. Um, good luck finding it because there's a lot of them. Uh, I would be pulling from like weekly update videos if you want to see super scrubbly me. Why am I saying this? Uh, that's just what's on my mind. Like weekly timetable videos. Um, and then good old War Thunder, like stuff that I haven't done in a really long time. This War Thunder videos, locomotion videos, um, live from Train Mountain. Oh my god. All of those. All right, back to Surveyor Classic. Oh, the greatest hits. Or like the worst hits. I don't even know what I should go to my channel and look. I don't want to, but I should. Okay, so looking at the surviving steam engines, if I go down to buy wheel arrangement. Oh my god, this is a... Oh, there it is. Buy wheel arrangement. There are 8. There are 8 4884s kicking around, and of course those are all big boys because there are no other ones. Uh, all the live podcasts. People are still chatting, but the concurrent viewers just dropped to 0. Everyone left? Hello? Is anyone there? Gloria's still here. That's good. My wife is still around. We're gonna have to do fences on these blocks. We're gonna have to do something with this. No, I left. Thanks. TJ, I'm not sure if you're saying boo, like boo, or like boo. Uh, okay. They're not saying boo, they're saying boo earns. Uh, what do I put here? Do I... My brain cell, TJ. Oh boy. Okay, what if I put... Oh, this is gonna look bad. What if I put housing along this stretch facing the main road? Okay. Facing the main road. And then pulled this road far enough that I can get another set of houses facing the back of it. I think that might do. For the moment. It's not going to be good, but I should use a ruler for this. I should actually like use my brain and technology. That means that house is going to end up orphaned with no connection. Okay. So let's grab some houses, put them along this road here. Let's see. Should I pull from over here? Now these are the big yeah. No, that's the big block. What if I pull from here? I'll just grab 2 sections of these houses, maybe. But I still have to smush them really close together. That's the kicker, right? This is a weird arrangement of buildings. It is definitely kind of random. Alright, let's grab these. It doesn't seem cohesive. Maybe that's a good thing, actually. Maybe it's not. I don't know. We're also going to need to put these houses along the corner, which means we either go and grab individual ones or we just do it the normal way, and I place down houses one at a time, like a human being. Even Jimmy Carter couldn't build two houses at once. I don't know if that's true or not. It's probably not, actually. That's we just came up with an adage. Okay. Get two burned stoned at once. What's your favorite? Does anyone here have metaphors that they really like? Malformed metaphors, smash two metaphors together. Uh, one that I came up with and have not had the chance to use yet is like straws off a camel's back. And I feel like it works, much more closely to, stuff off a camel's back or water off a duck's back than it is to straw breaks the camel's back. But you know, the one that I say all the time is we'll burn that bridge when we get to it. I'm sure many of you have heard me say that before. There's another version of that I've heard. I can't remember what it is now. But it's similar. Okay. Let's scoot these over here. But yeah, if you've got Malifaux, sound off. I can't remember. There was another one. I mean, two birds stoned at once is kind of one. I can't remember what the other one that I had was. Beat off a dead horse. That I think kind of works if you're talking like, oh shoot, look at this place. Whoa, look at this building. That's cool to use. I'm gonna go put that in the physical pick list. That's cool to use for if we have a yard that's majorly scaled down. Y'all, okay. I don't know if that counts as a Malifor, but it's something. That's a double contraction for sure. I definitely have used that, not y'all, but I've used something like that before. I've used like oh shoot, I don't know why it's escaping me now. There's definitely one with would have, or wouldn't have. Would no, yeah, wouldn't have that's a double contraction, right? Yeah, would not have. It's a double contraction. That works. That's another weird thing that you can do, screwing up the English language. Early worm gets the bird. That's a good one. There's an entire subreddit for these. There's r/Malifaux. That's where I posted my straws off a camel's back one. Oh shoot, I can't remember what the other ones were. I've got a lot of terrible jokes lately. I'm like things I don't even want to. Things that aren't worth saying on the air because they're bad enough. It's dad jokes, or well, I guess what it is it's uncle jokes, right? An uncle joke is a dad joke that's not safe for work. It's the kind of joke your uncle would tell you, but your dad wouldn't. If anyone knows the joke about the nuns and the blind guy, that's the one that I'm thinking of, and if you don't know it, that's fine. I just heard Gloria go, "Oh my god," because I told them that one the other day when we were going to the movies, and it took them a second. These houses are kind of big. I'm trying to pick ones that actually look nice over here. Oh, we've got like some tenement house. Hold on, go back to that. Where'd the tenement house go? This is sort of, three-decker vibes. Do I have other ones, or do I just have... Oh, there's your terrace house. I I stumbled across a live stream. The algorithm blessed me with another Trainz route building stream. Uh, just earlier today, and I felt the need to go in and comment on it because why not? I mean, because real respects real, right? Um, what? And so I went to, I went in there. I left the only comment, as VOD streams are often commentless. But it was somebody building a British route that I thought was honestly gorgeous. Uh, the thing that in particular was an inspiration was the way that like the farm fields are not farm fields, just like the empty space was set up, the meadows in between everything, um, was very, very well done. It was just the right amount of variation and sort of scatter and clutter. A little clump of trees here, the grass changes color over here, a stone wall here. These are the kind of things that like they really elevate whatever you're working on. And it can be difficult to get it right. And not only can it be difficult to get it right, it can be difficult to have any sense of if you are doing it right. You know? That I think is where it comes down for a lot of people. Uh, and for me as well. I don't know how it's supposed to look. I don't know what the scatter should really look like. Also, is the stream? The stream is there. I guess it's just quiet, right? That stream down the Subway Surfers next to me is working right. Not actual Subway Surfers. You all know what I mean. Um, I hope you will all excuse me if I over-explain things, because I'm always hopeful that somebody new will show up, and I don't want to leave them totally in the dark. I don't want to just be trundling on as normal. And that's why I really encourage people to say something when they pop in. Say hello. I know that that's really not how this works, right? That is not um ah okay. Company is not coming for Stu. Look at my DM. Why? Should I? Oh God, I've seen that before. Uh, the the thing. Okay, all right. Should I go through these? Should I go through if we're talking Malifaux? Should I go through the stop using anti-animal language? Feed two birds with one scone. Not great. Be the test tube. Weird. Beat a dead horse versus feed a fed horse. That one's really good, actually. That one's kind of solid. Bring home the bagels instead of bring home the bacon is fine. Take the flower by the thorns does not roll off the tongue as well as take the bull by the horns, but it does work. Um, say something when they pop in. Oh, well, I mean, especially if you're new. Uh, Orion, I already know who you are, but it's always good to know that somebody is actually there because, as evidenced by the, the way things were just a few minutes ago, YouTube loves to lie to me about how many people are watching the stream, and I feel like it always underrates it. Sometimes I'll just go and look, and I'll see line go down really fast. Um, um, the green one reminds. Oh, what? The green one reminds me of my house. The green one. Which one is the green one? Green one reminds me of your house. Which? This green one? It can't be this green one. I are any of these other ones green for anybody else? I'm not seeing green. Uh, anyway, yeah, feed a fed horse is pretty solid. That's my takeaway from all that. Um, okay. I mean, I kind of wish I had that much porch. If we had front porch, I would sit out on my front porch in a rocking chair and watch something. No, I probably wouldn't. I would stay inside. I like staying inside. You're sending me more? Please don't send me more. I don't need more distractions. I was already... Jesus Christ! You sent me so many! I just looked down, I have 9 pings from Mossy Mug. This is setting a bad precedent. Don't just send me random stuff during the show. If you want, you can throw it in the Tolbrynd Peninsula thread. As long as it's not like, as long as there's nothing in here that I would have to, that you'd be in trouble for. Why do I want to look through these now? You're terrible. You sent me a 10th one. Goodness gracious. Who comes up with all these? And in what world is free-for-all a substitute for dogfight? I'm gonna have to block Mossy Mug. He keeps sending me Malifaux. These aren't even really Malifaux. That's the thing. You're doubly in trouble. You're doubly in trouble because that's not what I asked for anyway. That was the last one, I promise. Okay, let's try to give enough room here for... I need AutoCAD offset tool, but in Trainz. Not even really a joke. Would be useful. Okay, we need to make sure that they're the same distance at both ends. This might be easier to do in here, but also let's look at the distance for this block. Let's take an actual measurement for once. 220 feet. 220 feet. I hold shift. There's no reason for me to do that. Let's bring this over here, 220 feet. And that's how far this road is going to go in before it curves away. I'm wondering if we should mess with the sidewalk so that we've only got one sidewalk down this side, so that it doesn't look really strange when we get to the end here. Because I'm not going to have the paved road go all the way to the end. I'm going to have it do a, hook a 90-degree and go up that way. Where does this... Okay, that ends there. That ends there. So something's wrong with our map. Because that should be parallel... No, it's the problem is it's not parallel to the road over there, is it? How about that? How about we give it a little bit more breathing room, because that's a big road over there. The thing is, the other reason I'm hesitating is this road is curved. And that's not something you would see a lot in these situations. So maybe I just push in this to make the curved part much shorter, and then it looks a little bit more real. The other thing is I need to scoot this over here. There, straighten that spline, put a spline point, straighten the spline again. That's the wrong button. Try that again. Straighten spline. Okay. By the way, something just came to mind that I want to say. for the people, for the Giga Chads out there that have watched It's a Wonderful Life, that movie, one of my favorite holiday movies of all time. Um, and before somebody says, "Oh, my favorite holiday movie is Die Hard," yeah, we know. Um, my favorite holiday movie currently is Jurassic Park. Um, why is that a holiday movie? Because I watch it at Christmas time every year. We started a tradition. We're rolling with it. But the other week, when we when I was talking about the multiplayer surveyor route, and we and people started showing up with the screenshots of MPS and etc. Uh, I felt like George Bailey at the end of that movie, just getting the cash dumped all over him. That is the thing that makes me like, that scene almost never fails to make me cry. And that's how I felt in that moment. Just like the outpouring of support of like, look at the beauty that we all made, and just the thanks for the memories, um, even when they weren't so great, was it was more than my heart could take. It is really cool when people do nice things for people. It is, I like it when people do nice things. For me, because I feel like I never expect it, but in general is always wonderful. Go out and do nice things. Don't expect a return. Don't expect a reward. Go out in the world and do nice things, or at least buy some Girl Scout cookies or something. Uh, do why not hit the button at the checkout at the grocery store that says round up to the nearest dollar to donate to such and such. Yes, I know that the grocery store should also be contributing, but we can take responsibility for the world around us too. That's my philosophy for the day. Ouch. Smash the like. It's crime fun. This that not what was on my mind, but sure. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind that either. I really don't. Uh, do I consider uh somebody watching this video subscribing to this YouTube channel as an act of altruistic kindness? Do I? That is the question that is being begged at this very moment. I think the answer is no, but I mean, this is a transactional relationship, right? I provide the videos, you enjoy the videos, I guess. What am I getting out of this? If you don't have an ad blocker on, I get like 5 cents when you start the stream. Um, Girl Scout cookies Girl Scouts are a mafia, very effective one. Yes, indeed. I drove by people selling. I drove by a little fold-out table selling Girl Scout cookies the other day, and I almost had to like jam on the brakes and be like, "Oh, give me some. I need some of those right now." Uh, Psychosocial is not the word you're aiming for. I mean, maybe it is. Maybe it's psychosocial. Is the gas leak getting to you, Mossy? I feel like for a moment there you thought I was real. Isn't that strange? Um, anyway, go take your pills. I'll see you in a long time. Um, so wait, go back. I feel like I discovered this before. I swear. Yeah, Penn Station on the side of a building. Yeah, that's normal. Get out me head. I'm in me mom's car. Let's see. Do we throw a couple row houses in here? Tract house or row house? Brick 26. Hold on. There's how many of these? I need to go buy some. Yeah, I'd like to buy a vowel. I need some other row houses. Also, I need to look up Yarnish too. Um, Yarnish. What is the difference between Yarnish and Yarnish 2, and how do I tell the difference? Oh, okay, I see some Yarnish 2 ones. But most of what I have is Yarnish. Okay, hang on a second. Is Mason here? Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. So these are the Yarnish. These are Yarnish 2. These are Yarnish. Divided highway, different versions. Okay. Okay, I already have all the Yarnish stuff. But also L1. Oh, these are just number of lanes, right? What if I go download station Yarnish? Yarnish, those are all the intersections. Yarnish concrete, black stripe, concrete intersection. Divided highway, weathered highway assets. We probably should purchase. We probably should purchase some things. Purchase! Download. Um, hmm. Keep saying purchase. You know why? Because I feel like I'm looking at the used market in Railroader. Have I been playing too much Railroader lately? No, actually, I haven't been playing enough. House. Oh, right, I wanted to look at these. Total ADHD today. Tract house. I don't know what Orion's name on Discord is. I don't think he's in the server. Tract. I'm looking through the list right now. Bear with me for a second. Tract house. Tract house, stone, vinyl siding. Tract home. What? I should just download all the tract house things, I guess. Let me save this. Oh, just joined. Back active on Discord. Welcome to the Discord. All right, I'm saving the map. I'm saving the map for a minute because I am going to I'm going to download all these things, and I'm not sure if the game will crash while I try to download all of these things. So I'll wait till it's done saving. And also, I find it weird that there aren't any other tract house. Wait. Go back. Go back into the map. I didn't mean to back out of the map. I just wanted to save it. I'm just muscle memorying out to the main menu. Maybe I do need to eat. Maybe it's a good thing that Gloria's making the stew now because I am all over the place tonight. Also, can you guys see the cat? Venkman. Oh yeah, you can see his little face right in the corner. Venkman, are you hungry? I guess not. Like that's him, right? Venkman. I think that's him. It's like 2 pixels of his little face. Yeah, that is him. Okay. Did I have a Snickers? I cannot have Snickers. I am allergic to peanuts. But I know. I'm not me when I'm hungry. This is a little close over here. What if... Okay, back to Sphere 2.0. Or we're gonna have to switch back to route layer, huh? I want to take this and this and this and this and this and that, and I want to rotate them around this point right here. to give myself a little bit more room around the edge of this corner. Now that is a handy tool. I'm also going to give a little bit more room there, and I'm going to scoot this in like that. Alright, let's add our spline point here. Oh, shoot. Maybe I can't do this. Maybe I need to switch which layer I'm on in Surveyor Classic. Switch which. Let me just make sure of something. Okay. Nothing disappeared. That's good. Alright, tracked. Right, we're back to where we started. Download the tracked houses. I don't know tracked house or row house. Tracked or row house duplex. I wish I had more that were not duplex. I want just regular ones. I want ones like, I mean, not even like this. Because the other thing is, this doesn't have windows at the back. I guess you don't want, I guess you don't need windows in the garage, but, I mean, you kind of do. I wouldn't mind having a window in the garage. So I can see what I'm doing without turning the lights on or opening the door. But I didn't have a Snickers, but I have had too much candy and sweets in the last few days. I gained like 5 pounds since the last time I checked myself, and that includes all the exertion from the work weekend. I'm just, you know, I'm getting larger. I'm starting to not fit in stuff. It's not a great feeling. I definitely need to buckle down and, you know, eat less and exercise more. That is the key to everything. I mean, obviously, listen to like a nutritionist. Don't just starve yourself. But losing weight on the face of it is a very simple equation. It's just following through that's difficult. You know, if you burn more calories than you take in, you lose weight. Easy, right? Not easy. You know why? Because food is delicious. And exercise is hard. That's why. And also combined with the fact that your body does not want to lose weight. It wants to gain weight all of the time. That is how your body, that's what evolution pointed us at, if you're inefficiently burning your calories, you're going to die faster. So the human body is great at not doing that, which much to the chagrin of everyone who's trying to lose weight. Some people have a very tough time losing weight. Some people only have a moderately tough time losing weight. But I really don't think there are very many people out there who feel like losing weight is easy. And this is why we have developed scientific products to help ourselves lose weight. Love them or hate them. I mean, I'm never gonna look down on anybody who needs who needs a diet supplement to help lose weight, whether it's a placebo or not. This is what modern technology has brought us. Use it. I mean, or don't, but don't complain about other people using it. It's not harming anybody. Okay. There's my second tangent for the day. Come on, can you draw the... There we go. Okay, let's put a thing on this side. And again, these are going to be very small lots. They're going to be... fenced in. We're gonna have to do the fences. We're gonna have to swing for the fences. There we go. All right, now we've got our row of houses. Not row houses, but row of houses. Now we just need to do houses around the backside here. And we're back to doing them by hand again. Because, I don't know, that's just what makes the most sense to me right now. We could, of course, steal some houses from over there. From the subdivision, some newer houses. You know what? Hold on, I have an idea. I want to try this. This thing has a very long driveway. Although it's not too long to just put up against the right... it kind of is. So if I put it here at the intersection, then I can slide that driveway under the road. Block seems very skinny for the second row. Yes. I agree. It is. But that's what we're doing over here. We are in the business of cramming as much single-family housing into a block as we can. Oh, shoot, that's the same house. Let's use one of these. Haven't seen one of these in a while. I like that we have enough variety that I can say that I can say, oh, we haven't seen one of these in a while. All of these are too new. Also, what are you? You are a house with a garage that faces... Is this not supposed to be the front of the house? I guess not. This is the front of the house. Yeah, no backyard. No, I mean, there are... See, the thing is, my backyard feels small, but there are so many backyards smaller than my backyard. And my backyard does not feel that small when I have to mow it, which... Tis the season! Break out the lawnmower and struggle around my lawn. Every time that I want to do this, every time that I want to mow the lawn, it decides that the weatherman decides it's going to rain, and then my grass is wet, and then my life is hard. Part of me just wants to get a stupid push mower, and then I can do it more often. Well, I won't, though, is the problem. I could in theory, but I won't. That's my problem, isn't it? That's the problem with everything. We could do so much, but we don't. We don't feel like it. We want to stay home and take a nap. Want to stay inside. Don't want to go on my porch. To come back to earlier. And you know what? Understandable, right? We've only got so many spoons to make it through the day, right? We've only got so many, so much energy to use, and that house will not fit. And, you know, spend it wisely, right? Do what you can, do what makes you happy. You've got a very nice sized backyard. I feel like it's all the bigger anybody needs for most things. I think so. I mean, it's big enough, right? You can have a cookout in it. You can have a big dog in it, and they won't be, you know, running into the walls all the time. You can, you have enough room to sort of maneuver around and run around without running into the fence. It is a pretty reasonably sized backyard. I understand the appeal of having land around you, of having neighbors that are far away. But sometimes, you know, sometimes I do think like, damn, that's a lot of space. Like, what are you doing with it? What's the point? I mean, the point is to have space, right? That's a point in and of itself. Car accident or a firework, an earthquake, a little small for playing baseball. That's true. I grew up in a... I think I'll just put some houses over here that aren't in construction. I grew up with a backyard that was adequate for baseball. And that is a decent standard. Like if you can fit uh like a miniaturized baseball diamond in your backyard, nice going. That's solid. That's what you need. Um because boy do I have fond memories of uh playing backyard baseball with my dad and all my neighborhood friends as a kid. It's something that I don't think about too often, but it really was a not insignificant part of what I did as a kid. Um, Now, I don't actually think that it really factors in to uh hold on. We crossed 8 o'clock and I didn't say it was stretch time. It's stretch time. Ugh. I don't think that it factors into my relationship with baseball as an adult, which is interesting, maybe. I, I don't really, I don't really have, I don't really think about it often enough. I think about going to see baseball games at our, oh, the filter's gone, at our local stadium, the McCoy Stadium, former home of the Paw Sox, which are now the Woo Sox. Um, they moved to Worcester, which is bad. We hate that. Um, and that's sort of what I think about when I think of my fond baseball memories. And like the one time that I went to Fenway, the Woon Sox. I know it's in your head, Mossy. We will do it. Uh, if you haven't downloaded V10, maybe do that. And Matt, you should too. Uh, Matt, how's your Railroader experience going? I see you in Railroader quite a bit. How's your set of mods? The Goon Socks. Oh God, this is the alternate universe where Space Jam is a baseball movie. We got the Goon Socks. That's so much worse. That is so much worse than the Goon Squad. And the Goon Squad's pretty bad. Oh my God. Matt, you should autistic special interest with the rest of us. You should woon with us. Uh that's gonna ruin me for the rest of the day. Um yep, we're off track. We're off the diving board. Bought a 2662 just because. We're gonna need to buy a new switcher for Ravenford because number 6 has exploded. Number 6 is gone. It is no more. Uh, it it's they updated the AGIR box cabs, um, and the old mod just replaces the new mod, but the old locomotive doesn't stick around. It's just gone. I loaded in and it was gone, and I went, oh, okay, right, yeah. I thought it was going to happen to number 3 as well because the Lunar Locomotive Works pack also got updated, um, and I saw a file that was like, um, I saw a file that was like, uh, oh, here's the legacy model for the 060, and I thought, oh shoot, I'm gonna need to grab that so that we can keep using number 3. And then I thought, no, I'm not gonna grab that. Like we don't need extra copies of locomotives kicking around. We've got enough stuff in the pack already. In fact, I'm starting to think about things that are going to need to get cut in the future because um, we're gonna run into the limit of 14 gigs or so, which is the maximum size of the pack. Uh, because if I make it larger than that, I can't put it on Google Drive anymore. Um, so yeah. Hmm. This is not the same length, not the same at either end, but that's okay actually. That is okay. Um, what happens if I make a block? Just host your own FTP server for the wound file. Trust me, bro. I have a computer that I could throw it up on, and you just download from that. If I can figure out how to do that, um, if only it was that easy. Um, Orion, that concerns me. Uh, okay, okay, yeah. Let's do 230 feet. We got an extra 10 feet to play with. Um, we've got Mikados. We've got Mastodons. We've got an 060. We've got an 080. We've got, which I should go by their actual names, but uh, a Mud Digger and a Bourbonus, or a what is the other name for 080? Nazepa? Or no, that's an 040, isn't it? Wylam. A Wylam and a Bourbon. Um, and then, well, see this happens. Um, people have editing perms when they ask for them, but most everything has already been edited. And things will be, I mean, I'm sure things will be customized over and over again. I'm not really opposed to that. Um, okay, so we've got this going on here. Let's do that, and let's do this, and then let's do that, and then let's do, whoops. Mossy, I think that would be a poor decision given your current circumstances. I could go for a milkshake. That's my secret cap. I could always go for a milkshake. I had a milkshake yesterday. What? What? What just happened? Uh-oh, wait a minute. Is there a big hill here? There is a big hill here. Okay. Sure. Um, Sinkhole, yeah. Exactly. The unexpected. And then the unthinkable happened. Okay. No, there is actually a good-sized hill here. In fact, I should smooth this out. This is actually a good use for terrain tracks. So, forum standard bump. Let's just put that down the middle there. And I was thinking about Tamaros Vale and Anaconda earlier today, or yesterday, or whatever. It all blends together. Yeah, I need to stop with the milkshakes. I need to stop with desserts all the time. I need to stop going to the movies so often, which isn't a thing that I thought I was going to say, because really, I had not been to the movies in a long time, and now I've been uh, twice or thrice in the last month or so. I mean, went to see Project Hail Mary, went to see Michael, the Michael Jackson movie, which, not great. Don't bother, to be honest. Um, just go listen to like an album of his and an album of the Jackson 5 and call it a day. It's better. It's a better experience than going to the movie. Um, isn't it weird how we call them movies? It's like calling them talkies. That is rare for me to say about a movie. I mean, it's part of it is the fact that I'm just not the biggest Michael Jackson fan. I mean, if you're a super fan of Michael Jackson, maybe you will enjoy it more than I did. At the same time, maybe... Are you okay? Oh, Gloria's cutting onions in the other room. Um, at the same time, maybe you'll be more disappointed than I am. Uh, you know, the movie doesn't feel like it really picks up at any point. There is a little bit, there's a little bit of tension here and there. You know, it's it sort of does glancing blows off of a lot of, but not all of the things that happened in Michael Jackson's early life, before he went out as a solo artist for good. Um, it just sort of it glances off of all of those things and never really digs into any of them. All the things that he has done and been through. Um, and that's, I don't know, that's kind of it. Uh, it didn't have like a big emotional hook. At least I didn't feel one. And again, maybe I'm not the target audience. Admittedly, I'm not. Um, but I've watched movies where I'm not the target audience and still ended up engrossed in them. Uh, and also I've watched movies where I kind of figured that I was the target audience and ended up being completely bored by them. I'm talking about The Shining. But you know, like a TV show adapted to a movie, yeah, maybe. I guess I think the closest thing that I've ever come to that is Moana 2, where they they were gonna do a TV show and ended up being a movie, and so it doesn't, it's not super cohesive. It doesn't have like one long arc that works really well. Um, but the Michael movie doesn't seem to have any arcs at all, really. I'm sure you could dig in and find them. I'm sure if you approached it with as open a mind as you can, and you really went looking, you would find something. Because there's something in any movie, it feels like. You can find something if you really go looking for it. You can find a reason to enjoy a film and a reason that it, in a way in which it paints a picture that is compelling. Um, Sometimes the path to get there is not straightforward and is not the path that was intended by the writers, but sometimes it's still there. Uh, Everyone I watched it with complained about the ending being abrupt. Oh, says Yo, it's Chris. Yeah, and I agree, and it's like I know why they did that, right? Like part of it was like they're talking. I've heard I've heard rumors that they want to make a second one, but also I know that like they're not allowed to make money off of anything that has anything to do with Neverland Ranch because of the lawsuits with the kids. And that's where I will leave that subject because it is. I'm not touching that. I'm just not doing it. So this is not the place where I'm going to try to figure out what did and didn't happen in Neverland Ranch. Uh, but for that reason, the movie doesn't go further. Um, but also there is a bunch of stuff that gets left out either because various people didn't want anything to do with the production or uh it just, I don't know, didn't fit. It didn't fit the tone they were going for, didn't fit the story that they wanted to tell. um I don't know, it is Do I say it? It's the worst thing a movie can be. It's boring. Uh, because I guess I wasn't really bored, but I was really waiting for it to pick up, and it wasn't happening. Um, Ellis, you sure you didn't write your rules to be easily read by autistic folk? I find them enjoyable to read, which for me is a first. Well, that's good. I mean, you know, I should definitely check with a doctor someday, but they may have been written by an autistic folk. By an autistic, I said folk. Folk singular. Me, the individual, I am a folk. Um, you know, I went into writing the Discord server rules with an idea that like, okay, I want to be simple. I want to be transparent. I want it to read sort of like a constitution where it binds both the members and the administration. Um, yes, and it is good. I appreciate that you're reading the rules. Um, if I can get a shout out that my rules are entertaining to read, maybe more people will read them. Uh, but yeah, it's rules and it's procedures, you know, and the index for the server, which is not really a thing that is necessary anymore. With the way the Discord is set up, like the channel list, that you can check on and off channels, etc. Um, but yeah, hold on, sorry. So I'm gonna need to do this side of the road, and then I'm gonna need to do the middle in here. But yeah, the vote of confidence that the rules are entertaining to read, I appreciate that. Um, should I stop and do something else? I still think I'm gonna make this a park up here. Just if for no other reason, then it's a really weird shape, and I don't know what else to do with it. I'm dealing with enough weird shapes over here, and I think going forward, I'm gonna need to start looking at towns with fewer weird shapes. Um, really, there's not an excuse for me to have for me to have much weird shapes here. I mean, we have all the major roads that are meeting one another. Um, but well, this is the weirdest shaped town, right? I don't know. I don't know if that's true. If we look at Pan Am, Pan Am is very straightforward. Pan Am is a grid that is aligned to the direction of the railroad tracks and the old highway, more or less, or the new highway, right? Yeah, it's aligned this way. Yeah, it's aligned to the new highway. The new road, really. It's not much of a highway. Um, let's look at the other towns over here. Mason's Landing is really not much of a town in terms of actual being built up, right? In fact, it's got too much commercial. It's got, you know, it's got a row of storefronts, which is more than it should have. It should have like three stores. Want to point you to Lima, Ohio, which is a smooth transition from the city core to the country. I will have to take a look at that. I'd like to think that we did that okay. Not great, but okay. But yeah, I mean, the thing that I was thinking of was Block Island, or New Shoreham, Rhode Island, which, you know, still, there's too much commercial for the number of houses that are here. There's too much road, to be honest. You know, everything connects back into itself, and it really doesn't need to do that. Especially this. Like, you don't need all of this. You could just get rid of this road. So, you know, this is a weird shaped town, but it's mostly just some paved roads in fields. Then we go up to Mason's Landing. Or sorry, Mason Valley. Mason Valley is one of the not weirdest shaped towns. One of the least weird in terms of shape. It just follows the river. And all the roads pretty much run parallel to the main road that follows the river. That's it. That's all. And that is like a Jim Thorpe kind of town, too. And then we've got, you know, the only other real big town that we've got is Olive, And olive is weird because it's got a railroad line running through the middle of it. But for the most part, we've got right angles and vaguely rectangular blocks um, for the whole town, for the most part. I mean, I guess we also have Lionhead. Lionhead doesn't... Lionhead's barely a town. Lionhead has no discernible blocks. It has a couple of paved roads that meet. Lionhead is an underrated place on this map, I think. Maybe it's not underrated, but I like it, and I don't think about it very often. So yeah, this is the first place that we're doing like an urban sprawl kind of situation, and we've got. This is also the first town that I really built from first principles in terms of drawing out the original roads, and that's maybe what led us to here. But also, we have no shortage of right angles. We've got this whole area. We've got this whole area up here. It's not inaccurate. I just feel like we need more right angles for the amount of non-right angles we have. I feel like weird angles are overrepresented in this town. That said, it might not be for the worse. The fact that you can, and again, I think we did an okay version with the transition between our dense metropolitan center and farms. We have our dense metropolitan center. You cross the tracks and you are in a slightly less dense region. There are pretty much nothing over 3 stories over here. It's a couple of things, but not much. You follow that same road, you cross the river, and now you have some industry, which is not uncommon to see sort of out in the middle of nowhere, where you have a small town sprung up around some industries. But we get to a place where the buildings that are even 3 stories are very rare, aside from the industrial buildings. And we come down to, single family housing that's kind of spread out. You've got one less run of stores before you run out of town. And, the edge of the forest is just closing in. And you punch through a little section of forest because there is a dividing line between what is owned by the farms and what is owned by the town. And then you're out into the farms. Now, could you remove, say, this block of forest? Yeah, you probably could. But we've still got the farms over there. And in all my experience on GeoGuessr, it's not strange to see just like a tuft of forest in a corner where there could otherwise be a field. My stomach's growling. I'm gonna be doing chores tomorrow, I bet. Okay. Right, I wanted to put a thing over here. Also, have we really not had a single train? I haven't heard one. Has anyone heard a train? Oh, wait a minute. Nope, wrong thing. YouTube properties. No, sorry, not properties. Interact. There we go. I forgot. I need to put that on my pre-flight checklist for doing under construction. We're supposed to be hearing the serene sounds of idling, idling GEVOs. Not really GEVOs, but passenger GEVOs. P-42s, passenger GEVOs. Are they passenger GEVOs, or is that the next thing up? The Charger. Okay. This is grass. How about that? I was waiting to hear them. Nobody said anything that we couldn't hear them. You're welcome to sound off if I've forgotten to turn on the sound on the stream. Likewise, you're welcome to sound off on the podcast if I've forgotten to turn off the sound on the stream. FLD series chargers are Cummins. Okay. Oh, you know what? No, I probably want something without a center line, right? Because this is going to be an intersection. Or I want something with a dotted center line, but only one thing on the side. Come on. Let me guess. This isn't an option that we have. We need the Yarnish 3. A dotted line and only one sidewalk might be something that we cannot have. So I'll go with a dotted line. Sorry, I'll go with no line and a sidewalk. But yeah, go. I see now. Michael Jackson's stuck in my head. That's the problem. I said after we walked out of that movie, I think I'm more of a fan of the Jackson 5 than I am of Michael Jackson. I like the Jackson 5 a lot. I like their music. I like, like squeaky young Michael Jackson. Um, a lot of the stuff is very cute and endearing, I feel like. And, and also it shows incredible talent at a young age, which is impressive in its own right. I mean, don't get me wrong, adult Michael Jackson is incredibly talented. Was incredibly talented. Um, but I don't know. Maybe that's just maybe that's just what I'm about. Okay, let's grab the height of this. Let's set this to just a little bit lower so that we can. Oops. I don't want to do that. Oh, okay, I see. Let's go 8.6. Okay, we gotta lower this end. Oh, come on. Don't do this to me. Oh, and that's worse. Okay, cool. Um, get me the everything's worse car. You know what? I think I'll just leave that there. And then this is going to be even more frustrating, I think, because of the terrain change. At least this is part of... Oh, wait, that's not good. Hello, 3-foot gauge Lego guy. The day is going good. Except I'm very hungry. What's up, baby?
Nowhere near done, but
oh.
This going to be like, would you make the garlic bread when it's almost done?
Yeah, sure. How long does that garlic bread need to be in the oven for?
Oh.
I mean, never mind. Yeah, yeah. Okay. The garlic bread takes like, for the audience, the garlic bread is a single step. You put it in the oven. I guess that's my job now. I mean, I'm not going to turn on garlic bread even if I have to work for it. Gloria's in there slaving away, to be honest. They're making a whole stew. I really don't have any room to like complain about having to contribute to the stew making endeavors. Have I tried fire roasted garlic bread? No, I have not. I didn't know they could fire roast garlic bread. That sounds incredible. But garlic bread. Oh, what? What is going on here? I'm having to do my old school techniques. We have within our grasp a floating driveway. Oh shoot. God's steepest driveway. What if I turn the radius and sensitivity all the way down? You're telling me a gar licked this bread? Yes. I hope you like the thing that Gloria sent you the other day. I told them to send that to you. Okay. I'm taking credit for the meme distribution. I'm seizing the memes. Okay. Um, this driveway is a problem. I'm not trying to remove an end vertex. Calm down. Maybe I'll just do that. I'll just do that. Whatever. Don't look at it too closely. I also should have asked how long until I have to get up and do that. But I'm smelling the stew is wafting in here, and it's the cartoon, grab me by the nose and carry me into there. It's like they put a pie on the counter. Okay, here, and then let's do this. Our memes, exactly. Also, this is more spread out because this is the block of houses and not the individual houses. Although I kind of wish maybe we already have this and I haven't noticed yet. Um, bear with me while I check. I want each of these individually. Um, SAP USA. Is there SAP House maybe? Oh God, we have so much stuff. SAP. What was that? What? Whoa. Oh, it's a little chick. Nice cock. Uh, okay. I didn't expect a Rhode Island red in here. Um, old house. Okay, we've got old house. But none of these are the houses. Oh, these are different. This is an old house. It's not. It can't be that old if it has a built-in garage. I don't know how long. Never mind. I don't know what counts as an old house anymore. They changed what it was. Okay. This is a very long house with apparently a detachable roof of some description. Um, house, just regular house. I'll put this right on the corner, right on the edge here. This one doesn't have a detachable roof. Okay. It's kind of interesting that that happens. Old house, was it built before 2008? Yes, that's fair. Um, okay. Um, I just want SAP underscore house. But no, we got haunted house, um, longhouse steakhorn. I mean, to be fair, this does kind of look like it would be a haunted house. This is the Fontaine house. Where's Dean? Um, the stew is wafting sounds like code for something. Blink once if you're in danger. I missed that. We've got graveyard stuff. Oh, I guess it goes to the haunted house, right? Drive-in movie theater screens. Whatever this is. Okay. So this is for loading coal. Um, in what scenario would we need this guy? Hold on. I gotta put this guy somewhere. What is it? Can we get a name for this guy? What is this guy's name? Perfect. Perfect. Um, John Scuba. Lowercase too. He's going in there. Also, cow animated. These are dairy cows, so we probably shouldn't put them in the thing. We got cats. That is. Hold on. Can I see this cat really quick? Oh no, I can't. The camera is too far away. I thought that cat was very wide. Um. No. Okay. Hold on. Let me. Is SAP underscore house a thing? I'm just gonna punch that in. This house under construction. Okay. We can get those. What about just SAP underscore? Because I want to know if the houses from, okay, we've got lots of billboards. We've got airman. Okay. There's piles of artillery shells. Um, Austin Warren Truss Bridge with a pillar in the middle of it. Okay. Um, these are not, hold on. I need to share the screen here for a second. This isn't how trusses work. You don't need a truss if you have pillars underneath all of them. A diorama quality structure, sure, but not a structure quality structure. This is cool. Let's download that. Stratojet Bomber. That'll be good for whenever we do that. We've got lots of barns. I feel like I should download all the barns. Mike Barnes. We didn't save the map. Hold on. Save. Save. We've got lots of different barbed wire fences. Wait, what is that? Bakery commercial large version. Oh, we could actually use this. Like right now, we could use this. That is a lot of barns. We've got bakery. What the heck? Oh, are these just intermodal? These are just intermodal things. Oh, okay, they're for loading and unloading. We got a water mill. That's really cute. Snyder, Land of the White Buffalo. Yeah, should I make it unlimited breadworks? Um, uh, Brick building. I feel like I should download everything SAP. Maybe that's what I'm gonna do right when we end here. I'm just gonna Control A, download everything. Um, Also, these are all by the same person, right? Maybe I just download everything by this author. That, like, isn't a route. I don't know if there are any routes in here. We got trailer homes. We could actually use those. Yeah, we could definitely use that. Wow, that's really nice. Okay, let me know when we're 10 minutes out. Snake animated. Animated snake. Yeah, that's what we need. Marble core. Oh, that's actually kind of cool. We could definitely make use of that. A shrubbery. I don't know which one that is in that picture. There's definitely a shrubbery in there somewhere. Um, Rooftop. Oh, rooftop part. Oh, okay. Put them on roofs. Um, Railway worker, building more Quonset huts, pump. That's neat. Prison watchtower. Ooh, we should have a prison somewhere. Um, Playing checker. Oh, no, playing checkers. Just two dudes playing checkers. Um, Perfect American elm. Kind of tree. Pallet with bags. Outhouse. Some old wooden warehouse. Wow, this 4,000 assets in here, and I really do want to download all of them. Ooh, we got New York brownstones. Ooh, we got to use those. Um, what is it, Venkman? Um, Military vehicle. Meredith Apartments. Mercury Sable. Where's Milky? I'm gonna need to put that in somewhere. I'm still looking for. I'm still not at H. Industrial machinery. Neat. Ice cream cart. Ice machine. We need to have a town with no train station and just one of these by the tracks. If you know, you know. No, there's no SAP underscore house. But that's not fair. I want all of these individually. Is it under SAP US, maybe? No, because I didn't see anything under there. I mean, we can still get, like, blocks of 4 houses, which is fine. But I really do wish I had individual ones. Oh my god, look at this. Oh, I think we already used this somewhere, don't we? I think we used that. And get you an IRL example of an icebox right next to the tracks. I can think of one, too. There's one in, I think it's Crum, Texas, where they decided they wanted an ice machine instead of a train station. Which I don't know if that's on the route of the Heartland Flyer or not. Rest in peace, the Heartland Flyer. At least it'll free up a couple of superliners, silver linings and all that. For me with a train station. Oh, that's, you've got it all. Okay. Hi, Bankman. Can you guys see him? Oh, let me turn off my screen. Bankman. There he is down in the corner. He's 3 pixels. Anyway. Okay, what's the first thing I want to do with this park? I think the first thing I want to do is a little bit unorthodox. I want to get a... I want to just do this, I think. Is this a good idea? I don't know. Is it realistic? Probably not. Although, if I put in, like, a nice stone wall, or maybe even this wall and railing. No, I want something taller than that. I want, like, a brick wall. But, like, a nice one. Yeah, this one. I love this one. Hello, Hypno Games. How are you doing, Admiral? Been a while since I caught one of your streams. Doing all right. Doing okay. Being very, very busy, and things will only come up, it seems. Things will not calm down. But hey, that's life. It's been a relatively sedate week where I've just been spending all of my time trying to figure out what the next thing I have to do is, which is not really ideal if you want to keep your head on your shoulders. But part of it is that I haven't updated my calendar, and I was just sort of flying blind with what this month was going to entail. Thankfully, I have a wife who remembers when things are. Okay, so we need just like green space in general, right? I feel like this is not bad, and we could just scatter some trees around here, maybe in this general section. And we'll put some grass around them. We'll just use this. Boop, boop. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, boop. And then I don't want to make it too dense, but I do want to fill this. Is this version of the map on Trainz 2022? Yes, it is. In fact, you might even say that's on Trainz Plus, because I have so many different assets that are from different packs. I feel like you either have to fork over way too much money to N3B, or you have to send them $70 a year. Um, it's starting to look like Railworks in my DLC folder. Not really, but all the different packs that I have, mostly stuff that I picked up for doing multiplayer surveyor shenanigans. I can't tell what of that is MPS, or like packaged assets, and what isn't. So, if you were to download this into Trainz 2022, which you can do on our Discord server, um, there's a relatively recent copy of the map up there. You still might be missing a lot of stuff, which I'm kind of sorry about. It's just the way this cookie has crumbled. Now, on the bright side, it means that I have had access to a lot more stuff than I would have otherwise. And Matt, I'm not doing park engines. I apologize. I just don't like the way they shake out, and I'm worried that they're going to confuse Living Railroad, because everything confuses Living Railroad. Oh, you're in the Supernova, or you're in the server, Supernova Light of Chaos. If you have fan rank, you can access the Tolbrynd Peninsula thread, which is under it's under fake model railroading. So, if you don't have fan rank, then I recommend you get that. If you don't really feel like it, I'm sure somebody can toss you the link to the folder if you ask, and I'll have to give you access, which is fine. I don't know why it's, hanging up with the access these days. I need to go back and fix that. Actually, I should be able to do that from here. Let's see, Tolbrynd. Click the share button. Anyone with the link... No, that's not accurate. CDPs. No, it says anyone with the link can edit. I don't want that. I want anyone with the link can view. And so I don't want people coming in here messing with my things. Not without asking, anyway. But it should be available. And yeah, no, it says that everyone with, I think I fixed the access problem a while ago, or I thought I did, but I still keep getting people saying, oh, I can't get in, please let me in. Whatever. If you can't get in, send me an access request and I will get to it as soon as I can. Okay. Let's just get around here. This is just a nice section of green space. There doesn't need to be a crazy amount of stuff in every section of green space. There doesn't need to be a playground. There doesn't need to be a fenced-in area. There doesn't need to be much. You can get away with just some grass to hang out in, and maybe some park benches. Oh, you know what? I think I have some, don't I? I thought I put... Yeah, there they are. These are my favorite... I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite bench on the Citadel. I hope that people understand what I reference when I say that. I know, Mass Effect has been out of vogue for a long time now. Mass Effect ran into that problem that it seems like just about everything does, where they couldn't figure out how to get the ending right. And honestly, I feel like they kind of backed themselves into a corner. Now, I'm saying this, it's coming completely out of my keister, because I've never played Mass Effect. But I know that it was very well done in that you could carry over a save file from one game to the next, which is very cool, but also the decisions you made carried on through those games, which is frankly impressive. And it's not just impressive for the era, it's impressive, period. There are developers making RPGs now that don't understand how to make a world where your decisions actually have consequences. You guys know who I'm talking about. Uh, except for Far Harbor, they figured it out there. Um, but you know, actually, sorry, let me correct myself because I say actually have consequences, and what I mean is actually have um, things that happen, have consequences along the course of the narrative, and not just at the end. Because that was what people seem to complain about with Mass Effect was you get to the end of the story, and there are three decisions. There's like you got to choose between three different things, and it didn't really matter the decisions you made up to that point. You got to choose from three different things at the end. It did enrich the story along the way, though, the decisions you made. Um, Now, I know like Fallout New Vegas is the gold standard um, for having decisions that you can make that affect things as you go and also affect the ending. Um, you know, that's hard. Like, that is hard. Like, I know I just threw shade at Bethesda, um, but they're good at world building and they're good at game making, really. I mean, the bugs are part of the experience. Um, but crafting a narrative that has a whole bunch of branching paths and also has endings that depend upon those branching paths takes a lot of forethought and a lot of thinking and a lot of working and a lot of writing, and it's a pain. It's not an easy thing to do. Um, um, oh, it's past 9 o'clock. It's time to stretch. Um, so like people were upset with Mass Effect's ending because all of the decisions that you made, which was very tightly done, there were all these different, these changes along the course of the main story, depending on the choices that you made along the way, and at the end, it didn't really matter what choices you made along the way. You got to make another choice at the end, and that's what determined the ending. Um, I know that like one of the three options you had to have done some prerequisites for, right? Um, but it wasn't as if the decisions you made along the way locked you into a given slate of endings. But Mass Effect was a big deal when I was a kid, uh, and the thing where you could go around and do advertising for all the stores on the main station, and be like, "Oh, I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store," to every single store. Um, that's what I do with memes. That's what I do with a lot of stuff. Um, I heard Lincoln Park when you heard Lincoln Park when I said in the end. Yeah. Okay. We have some trees. I think maybe I should add a couple of other trees in here. I know I said I was gonna hang on to doing trees until later. Oh shoot, that's the same wall. Look at that. Uh, we've created environmental storytelling, not on purpose. Um, well, let's see. If I go over here to Dells and I grab like one of these smaller elm trees, and I put just a couple of them in the park. Like, what the heck was that? Stick a couple of them in here where we've got empty space, and then put one over there, and then put one over here maybe, and one over here, and then just grab a little bit of grass spline and put it underneath. You know what else this needs? Hi, baby. Not a rocking chicken, not a rocking horse. How about a rock? How about I sink the rock into the ground a little bit? Yeah, there we go. There, that makes one different than the other. Why not? We did it. Okay. Okay. Do we continue, or do I end it here to get ready to make some garlic bread? Baby, how long until I need to put the garlic bread in? I've got 45 minutes? Shoot. I don't know if I can. I'm hungry. Stew's cooking. Stew's going to take another 45 minutes. So, hey, we've got 45 minutes. Um, what the heck should I do? More time to wound? I don't know if there's going to be wooning tonight. Um, so part of me thinks that I should try, and we're going to need to dedicate an episode to figuring out why these aren't working. Or maybe just like crossing our fingers and hoping for some kind of update. But we need to update some of these. Do you have any of the narrow gauge completed? I have the area in Mason's Landing, or Mason Valley. No, I don't. No, because even the area in Mason Valley is over there. All right, let's see. Let's hit the assets and timetables. Let's see if we can remember how to do these. I really need to just sit down and grind these out because I'm gonna forget how to do them. So barley, coal, corn, diesel fuel. What's the one after diesel fuel? We're also missing a couple in the middle here. So do we keep them vaguely in alphabetical order, or do I just continue going down the list? Canned beans on pallet. That's the next one, is canned beans on pallet. Okay, I should have made a checklist for this too. So, first things first, we got to change everything that we can see the name of. Also, are these signals in the... These are supposed to be invisible signals. What happened? What? What? Why are these in the middle of the track? Do they slowly process to the right, or are they just in the middle? Let's check the ones at the end. Oh, they're still in the middle. No, they're not supposed to be invisible signals. They're just not in the right spot. Wait, hold on. I think I know how I can get them to snap back to where they're supposed to be. What if I... Ah, there we go. Okay. Oop. Oop. It's like touching a Venus flytrap and watching it recoil. Don't do that, by the way. That's not good for them. I was talking earlier about how people want to torture me with my old videos. I went looking for an old picture of myself when I worked at the Roger Williams Park Carousel. And... Oh, shoot. This signal isn't named. Oh, okay. Because none of them are. Except for the ones that I have already worked on. Alright, this is going to be called what? This is going to be canned beans on pallet. Okay. Canned beans on pallet. Just like that. That's what I'm going to need to... I'm going to need to copy canned beans on pallet. Also, did you see that? That's new. That's fascinating. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm not upset with that. Canned beans on pallet. Canned beans on pallet. So the car spawners. The car spawners. We're going to have to do those afterward. Got to get these in first. Canned beans on pallet. Matt, have you ever watched the Cornetto trilogy? I feel like you would get a real good kick out of them. And if you need to pause from your railroad or hyperfixation, maybe we should do some movie nights. Maybe we should watch the Cornetto trilogy. We should do that in the Discord. I don't think I have them like on DVD or whatever. Where's the easiest way you can watch them? Looking up now, it's only really loosely a trilogy. It is 3 similar movies made by the same people with more or less the same cast. The only thing between them is the name of the ice cream, which is Cornetto ice cream, and that's that's the only thing that ties them together. It's Hot Fuzz, The World's End, and Shaun of the Dead. Very funny. All very funny movies. Shaun of the Dead is the first one, but it really doesn't matter what order you watch them in. It's the first one that came out. Okay, and then this one's going to be called The Loads Signal. Loads Signal. Okay, so we've got the signals in there. Oh, this is the connector signal. Canned beans on pallet. But yeah, no, they're very funny movies. What about this? Wish I could say more about them, but my head's not in it right now. Canned beans on pallet. My head is in canned of beans. We're only in beans. See, I just looked and I could see the number of people that are here going down. It's like that. This I don't blame anyone for leaving during. This is boring as sin. I apologize. I don't even know if these are going to work. Like, genuinely, I don't know if they're going to work. Canned beans on pallet. The other ones, I got to work once, and they have not worked since. What? My car spawners. Sure. I mean, everyone's left because I started doing the boring thing, but
For the remaining people, what do you think of my new glasses? I got them the other day, and I don't know how I feel about them. In all honesty,
oops, wrong button. There's the full screen.
In wholeheartedness, I thought they were going to be a little bit bigger and a little bit thinner.
I'll be honest, I think I like them a little bit more now than when you first put them on.
I feel like if my face was a little thinner.
Well,
Wow.
I wish I was a little bit taller. Mossy Mug says they look lovely.
Thank you, Mossy.
Wish I was a ball. Wait, what was even the problem? The schedule at trackmark command was not working properly. That's what my issue was. Edit session, schedule at trackmark. This is the setup for all of these. And we're going to need to do another one in a second here. Matt says they're cute. They could be a bit bigger and thinner, but I think you pull them off well. That's what Matt says.
Thank you.
Thank
you, Mr. Hootenanny.
Mr. Hootenanny. Yeah, okay. So, let's see. We got canned beans on pallet. We also need to set up the industry for canned beans. We need to do 4 carloads of canned beans. Let's see. Let's remove this. Look for canned beans on pallet. I also need to see what is canned beans on pallet. There are 42 a car. Okay. Alright, see you, Orion. Hope your doctor's appointment goes well. 160. And then waybill 50%? No. What are the other ones set to? I think the waybill shouldn't be set to anything.
You know the best thing is
What?
Gianna came over my new glasses, babes. And she looked at me and she was like, mm, and I was like, ooh, I knew she was going to sugarcoat that shit with me. Knew it. Knew it.
People here are too nice. Is this 4 times the cart? And am I doing 4 carloads or I don't know what I'm doing. I don't remember what I did. So produces 34 beer. How do I have this set up? $34 times. Wait, what? This produces 34 items every 900 seconds, which is 15 minutes, right? Yeah, because no. Yeah, right? 136 items. Is that 34 times? It should be 132, right? I feel like I may have mistyped this. I feel like I messed up. Beer pallet, 34 per. 34 times 4 is what? Hi, Venkman, thank you. 34 times 4 is 136, which is correct. Okay, never mind. Right, because 16, not 12. We're multiplying by 4, not 3. Okay. We are doing 4 carloads. Canned beans on pallet. Processes 900. Generate a certain amount of canned beans on pallet. Oh, right, we need to set this to items. This is why I should have been doing one every episode at the end up until now. This is the problem. I forget how to do them. Canned beans on pallet. Commodity balance. There are 40, so we need 120. So we need... Wait, what? I said 120. Oh, because we consumed 3 carloads. No, we need 4. So we need 160 there. We need... Get rid of this. We need canned beans on pallet, load into vehicle. We need to produce canned beans on pallet every 900 seconds. We want to produce 1 carload, which is 40. Start enabled is true. Vehicle none. Load size 1 item. And then it's only the waybill that I'm hesitant about, but that should be straightforward. The waybill is 100%. No industries require canned beans on pallet. Of course not. Why would they? Okay. Are we going to start this half full or what? Oh no, it doesn't actually matter. I can start it completely empty and it'll fill up over time. Yeah, literally does not matter. It's going to be full all the time. Okay. Next step. We've done the industry. We've named everything. Is it half full or half empty? Good question. I guess we'll never know. Oh, diesel fuel and load is named wrong. Wait. I'm looking at the wrong one. I need this one. Okay. This is going to be canned beans on pallet. And once we hit the end of the line, we're just going to keep adding new ones because, like, there's no reason that we shouldn't be, like, I'm not going to come back and keep them in alphabetical order is what I'm saying. Okay, how many different car types are our preferred for canned beans on pallet? Canned beans on pallet. Let's go here. There is only one car that can carry canned beans on pallet, period. It's 40-foot DRGW boxcar new. Okay? Remember that. Both of the people who are still in the audience. It's cool. So this is Pinkman? No. Okay. Because we are going to need to create. Let me just make sure that I'm clicking on the right one. Yeah, this is the diesel fuel portal. And then this one is the canned beans on pallet portal. Canned beans on pallet. Gonna make sure that I keep these. Consume trains, yes. I haven't got a chance to catch up. I've been catching up. I have an episode that's mostly done, but I'm still, I think, one episode behind the one that you were on when you talked about the B&O thing. All right. All right. This train is going to be led by a Chevy pickup, as per the usual. Let's see. What did I say? 40-foot DRGW something, something, something. It is 40-foot DRGW boxcar, new one. There it is. And then we need 4 of these. Okay, that's our train. What is the next thing? Do we need to add a driver to the consist? Yes, we do. We need to say drive to the first available one of that and then wait for 5 seconds. Add driver to consist. The first one on the list. Drive to track mark list or navigate to track mark list, right? Navigate to track mark list. Canned beans on pallet. Navigate to first available. And then wait for 5 seconds. Okay. Okay. There's our canned beans on pallet train. I think that's everything physical that needs to be done is done. We just need to do the edit session, schedule at track mark, and this is possibly the worst part. All right, let's scroll down to the bottom. We're going to need add new trackside entity, add new trackside entity, add new trackside entity, and yeah, schedule is going to be appended. The one at the bottom is going to be select track mark, canned beans on pallet 3. Oh shoot, and that's going to get yeeted up in the list, isn't it? And it's gone. Where'd it go? I forget these go in alphabetical. Canned beans on pallet 3, and it's just going to be delete train. Honestly, it could be go back in the where you came, but you know. Ellis, we need you to please. We must find out whose model weight roster is better. Do you actually have 2 people that built model weight rosters? Is it you and Bender? Did you and Bender both build model weight rosters at 25,000? You maniacs. Maybe next podcast, okay? Or maybe over the weekend. Can't be tonight. Can't be tonight. There's Stu. Mew also made one, of course. Mew will do anything Loco Games. Mew's always up for fun. Maybe next podcast, maybe over the weekend. Add new tracks and no, not what I wanted to do. Delete current entry. When is the next pod? This weekend, same as it ever was. Sorry, STL. Let's see. I want canned beans on pallet 2. And then also I need to canned beans on pallet 1. 11, yeah, no, and there's a 113 in there. And I'm waiting on a couple things to make the next version. Although the next version probably won't be that much bigger. There are a couple of locomotives that are getting added. But I'm waiting on some updates. What is this? What is ETI? I don't remember what that button means. I literally don't remember what that command is. So this is going to be the ETI, navigate there. Oh, this is uncouple. That's an uncouple thing. Um, uh, where are you? Where's the uncouple? Or is it decouple? It's decouple. There it is. Decouple from 1. Okay? And then go to, this is why. Was that a navigate to? I assume it was. Navigate to track mark. That's a lot of those. Beans pallet terminate, and then delete the train, please. Delete train. Okay, those are the simple ones off the board. Demelia's Wayne computation. Okay. You have to drive to the thing. So, is it are we doing drive to or navigate to? I'm trying to keep it consistent. Navigate to. Okay. That's really a double-edged sword. Navigate to and it's going to be canned beans on. Nope, not the portal. Oh shoot, did I forget to rename that? Hold on. Save changes. Back out of that. I forgot to rename the industry, didn't I? Yep. Canned beans on pallet. Edit session. Schedule a track mark. Let's go back down. Alright. NSTL. Canned beans on pallet. Oh, the beer pallet portal didn't get renamed either. I'm just realizing that. That must be the case, huh? We gotta fix that. Wait, where is the beer pallet portal? Over there. Beer, comma, pallet. Now it should be in there. What was that hotkey that I just saw? Control R. I opened it by accident a minute ago, and I spooked myself. I swear I'm not slow rolling this, so there isn't anything else we have to do. Okay. This, canned beans on pallet, load. That's obviously the next command. And then go to ammonia 1. Okay, yes. Navigate to track mark. Oh my god, there's so many of them. Canned beans on pallet 1. And then, do we wait and then uncouple so that the train has a moment to settle and doesn't start rolling? Yes. That's smart. Wait for 5 seconds. Then decouple. Then go to the terminating waypoint and die. That's right. Navigate to track mark. Canned beans on pallet, terminate, and then delete train. I think that should work. Now, the thing is, I still need to download all the SAP stuff. I still want to download all the SAP stuff, literally all of it. There's so much good stuff in here. So I'm also going to make a new window, new content window, and I'm going to go look up at track mark. Schedule at track mark. Oh, it's modified too. Maybe that's why it's not working. We've got 20 minutes left. We're not going to make it through the whole 20 minutes. I'm going to switch to screen mode. And I'm going to just stick around in the content manager and see if there's a new version of this. Or list asset versions. Okay, so this is the newest version, but it's modified, which isn't good. I hit revert to original and nothing happens, so we're just going to have to re-download it. Yeah, if you see modified assets, be suspicious. Especially if things aren't working right. Especially if scripted things aren't working right. In fact, I would love to see the dependencies for this. Oh, there are none. Okay, cool. So it's just a script on its own. Sometimes they use script libraries, but I am going to delete this. And then I'm going to have a missing asset, but that's okay. Beans palette terminate. Damn, okay. Weird Dalek. Yeah, that's funny. All right, come here. Come here. Come here. Say hi to everybody. Also, I didn't do that. Why is your paw wet? Is it just that paw? Why is... No, it's multiple paws. It was probably raining outside, wasn't it? You were outside and it was raining. Is that why your paw is wet? Or something's wrong. Go over there. Go over there. I don't know why the delete function is hung up. I seem to have broken Trainz. Stop me if you've heard this one before. Alright, can I delete it a second time? No? Do I close out the game and then delete it? Or do I download this version and then delete this? No, it just doesn't want to delete. Revert to original. Oh, it's stuck. Okay, maybe we broke it. Maybe we need to do a database repair. Of course, classic. Trainz breaks. Oh, yep, something's wrong. Faulty dependencies now. That's new. Faulty dependencies. List dependencies recursively. Status. We got newer versions of stuff. That's neat. Nothing says it's faulty. Actually, where is the stat sheet? Wait 1 sec. It's on the website. Everything's on the website now. Okay, I clearly broke something. What dependencies are faulty? Because nothing is showing as faulty here. What if I make a new thing and I say status faulty? Is there anything that shows as faulty? I don't think so. I'm gonna guess not. But I'm gonna guess we broke something by trying to delete that. Let's just restart the game. Let's restart the game. I'll go download the SAP stuff when we're done. Where's Trainz? Come on. We just watched Trainz break in real time because I tried to delete one asset. How about I force close the damn thing first? Get out of here. I like how I try to force close it, and that's when it starts sucking up all of the CPU ever. Okay. Manage content. At track mark. Schedule at track mark. Delete. And it's gone. Okay. Download new version of that. Installed from DLS, new version available. And now I will delete the old version. Bye-bye. These two are also... Hold on. List asset versions. You gotta be suspicious with these. Move to train at track mark. This is definitely still in the... Hold on. On download station is the thing that I should check. Alright, so delete these two. And then download them again. Stuff just breaks. Stuff breaks over time. It's how it be. In fact, something that I should do is go to installed content, go to Tolbrynd, go find our version, do list dependents recursively. Check on this, set this to modified. Oh, I can't, can I? But I can sort it to... This number should not change. It's 5584. On download station should not change that, but it will. Yeah, so there's 400 assets that are packaged or something. On download station, built in, newer version available, Portal Basic. Don't know why I can't download that. LRP is downloaded. Yes. We're gonna have to do some LRP over the weekend or something, because... Oh, okay. Look at all these things. Look at all these things that are modified. We don't want anything that is modified, because, especially scripts, because that is a concern. It means that something is different. So we're going to list assets in a new window. All of these. These are all of our modified assets. And these are also, as mentioned, all on the download station. So, and just to double check, we're going to set this to on download station, and it doesn't change. In fact, if we switch it to false, there's nothing here. So these are all the assets that are on the download station that we use in Tolbrynd that are currently modified, and that's a problem. So I'm going to delete them. And now these all should be available for download, including the ones that have a newer version available. That's perfectly fine. We're going to download all these, again, from scratch, and then they will not be modified anymore. It's going to be 200 things. 221 things. Maybe a little bit more, because the newer things might need to grab dependencies. Ellis, what if you were making a stat sheet and find conflicting info online about the engine? That's a great question. That's also a huge if. Not a huge if, but it's a huge it depends, right? Because there's lots of conflicting information out there about just about every locomotive. I mean, I don't think we've made a pack of trading cards without running into some contradictory information here or there. The thing that is the baseline is probably just do the best you can. You know, try to figure out what is the most credible information. Try to figure out why there's different information. But at the end, go with what's the most credible seeming, what makes the most sense. Just sort of at first, you know, upon digging into it, you know, certainly you're versed enough in the local games, you can tell when something is off. But yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot of conflicting info out there. All right, we've got 82 out of 223. See, there are two more now. Interior for Ingall's locomotive. You know, and Occam's razor, right? Whichever answer requires you to make the fewest assumptions. Um, and if it's, especially if you say a few thousand pounds, especially if it's like weight stats, the less round number is probably the right one, right? Um, or they might both be right. Over the course of a lifetime, a locomotive might change weight by a few tons. Uh, that wouldn't really surprise me. Getting appliances added on or taken off or changed, or, I wonder if you weighed a boiler and firebox at the beginning and end of a 15-year in-service period, would the sectional loss of all of the metal in there, would it make an appreciable difference on the scale? It might. I don't know. Or vice versa. If you're using dirty water, you're going to have deposits that might increase your weight. So, I don't know. Also, the margin for error depends pretty heavily on the locomotive, right? Like a couple thousand pounds on a big boy is nothing. A couple thousand pounds on a 2-footer, you might want to check your sources. This is taking longer than I had expected. I still do want to download all the SAP content. So let's just go to download station. Or no, was it the SAP? It was the SAP content that I wanted to download. A remote control SAP worker. That's kind of fun. And it's all going to be this SAP underscore. It's not a small thing, so thousands of the missing pounds very much changes stuff. Interesting. I wonder. Again, you might want to start digging down into why. You might want to look at the other numbers and capacities and things like that. I mean, weight differences, there's a lot that could cause that, and a lot of things that are, in fact, relatively rational that could cause that. You know? Um, am I really about to download almost 4,000 assets? No, I don't think so. I think we should go through and be a little bit more discerning. Or maybe not. One website says 33-inch, one lists 30, one lists 10 by 14 cylinders, and one has 10 by 16 cylinders, 140 psi, 150. That's pretty substantial differences. You've got effectively two different locomotives there. Everything's going to be different. And it's not a locomotive that could be confused for another, or it's not a locomotive that could have been substantially rebuilt at some point during its life. If it is, then those could be answers as well. The other thing is, if you have these two sets of data, and they are both internally consistent, you're going to have to start looking at the bigger questions. Hi, Victor. Did it get rebuilt and we don't know about it? Is this another engine, actually? That has happened before. Are these just different points in life, or are they both purporting to be the as-delivered condition? Hmm. I don't know what that is. I think we ought to go to. I think we just ought to go through the list here. I don't know what this is. Oh no, that's a retile of a thing. Drivable ship. That's neat. Are these billboards? Download that. Oh, never mind. These are stores. I'll download those too. It's hobby store. Download those. Abandoned barbecue restaurant. I'm pretty sure I'll take everything that says abandoned. And then we got another funeral home. Portable air compressor. Oh no, that's too new. Computer's getting mad. We're gonna just have to continue going down this list later because the SAP stuff is a very, very good library of things. And I cannot download them all at once because my computer gets very mad, as you can see. Oh yeah, look at them. That is more stuff than I should be downloading at once. So, I will leave us off there then. I'll wrap it up. We just about made the 3 hours. I know I said that we would do the little mini Titanic in the bottom instead of the rail cam, but I figured if we were doing mini Metro, I didn't want to change up too much stuff at once. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you next week. This is the Admiral.